Sports and now the Golden State Warriors starters. They've got Moses Moody. Draymond Green is out there with Butler. Then there's Stephen Curry. And it's Post in at center. And for the Suns, deadly backcourt pair of Booker and Beal. Nick Richards out there with Durant. And it's O'Neal in at the 3, the small forward. And looking at tonight's teams, RJ, they have rosters filled with veteran players.
I was on a few teams like this, Kevin, and it's just great for the locker room. Guys are usually willing to accept their roles and understand how to win.
Hands it from downtown.
What focus from Booker. He was dead set on hitting that three-point answer.
Here's Curry. Here's the floater. He takes it up and lays it in. Curry's got 5 points so far.
Making the floater look this smooth is not as easy as it looks. It's a challenging shot.
Booker with it. And Curry picks him up defensively. Here's Beal. It's not going to go for him. Great D that time from Green. Butler against Booker. Outside for Curry. They grab their own miss. Butler dishes to Green. Curry against Durant. Clock at 6. A second chance effort. Rebound by the Suns.
Not that time, but that's a shot that he's going to make more oftentimes than not.
The greatest shooter ever, Steph Curry. You played with him. What was it like seeing him day in and day out?
I had the pleasure of playing with Steph the first year he broke the NBA record for threes in a season. And when I tell you he was just scratching the surface, he was always looking to push the boundaries, to see what he can do, and to work at every aspect of his shooting.
Richards shakes him, and he slams it one-handed.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Butler attacking. Outside, Green. Curry against Booker. They set the pick. Pass to Post. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in.
Just an unselfish play from Curry, always ready to move the ball and his body to help an open shooter.
The Warriors have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Now, here's Moody. He's covered by Beal. And the slam by Moody.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. They get it back. Here's Richards. Lays it up off the glass.
And you know what? He doesn't mind getting his hands dirty when it comes to really fighting on the back.
A really good start for him overall. He's already having a big impact on this game.
Now, here's Moody. Green with a screen on Beal. They kick it out to Green. Back to Moody. His second shot goes in. Off to a good start, 2 for 2.
Such a slept-on attribute of his. Draymond can handle the rock.
Green against Durant. Over Green. Here's Richards. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
And he makes the first. Should we know that not many teams have had steady core players like the Warriors have had over the past decade.
Well, there's so much player movement these days, and it's hard to keep any roster intact, let alone a superstar team like Golden State.
Now here's Curry. He has 5. Pass to Post. Curry with it. Over Booker. The shot by Curry, no good. Suns trail by 5. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Mike Budenholzer and I got a chance to talk for a bit. Now, I asked Coach what the game plan was when it comes to defending Jimmy Butler, and he said to me, we have to make sure we match his energy level. Jimmy is one of those guys that goes all out every second. We want our guys to do the same on D. It won't be easy, but they think they found a way to contain him. Guys?
Thank you, David. Here is Durant. Following the basket by Stephen Curry. It's stolen by Green. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
Just barely too late. And catches it on the way down. He's already in the air there, committed, so can't fault him for going for the block.
Here's Booker. No good on that one. Some solid defense from Butler. Pass to Curry. Teardrop shot. Count it. Good. Curry's got 9 points.
And Curry makes the floater look so sweet. You just assume that it's going in the minute he releases it.
KD a screen on Butler. Booker the pass to Durant. And then Durant with the jam.
And if you try to block his shot, you risk getting posterized because he is good at using that height to his advantage.
It's been all about Stephen Curry for the Golden State Warriors. He finishes with 9. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
They've made a point to take what's given to them in the mid-range. The jumpers are falling for them so far.
And the other thing I've been impressed with, guys, is their assertiveness at attacking the paint, trying to hunt for those high percentage looks.
Setting the floor for the Warriors. We've got Stephen Curry. Butler out there with Green. Then there's Moses Moody. And it's post in at the center position. Moody's shot is off. And so it's KD with it. He brings up the ball for the Phoenix Suns. Trailing by 5. And the Suns tack on 2 more.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need him.
Curry always finds a way. This time inside.
And you're asking for trouble when you give Curry this positioning. He's so efficient down there. This is that modern big man play. Tall guys who are comfortable draining shots from deep.
And Kevin Durant, one of the top 10 scorers in league history. And RJ still going strong.
And he does it with efficiency, Kevin. Takes great shots, and he's incredibly accurate. And if he doesn't have a look, he's a willing passer. Look, the defense was locked in on him there. They know how dangerous he can be, and they guarded him perfectly.
And that's what they want to see from Butler, a take-charge mindset, that desire to attack the rim.
Durant, no good.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the 3.
Curry outside. Rebound by the Suns. And here's Booker from the arc. That's no good, and now he's missed 2 and made 2. Curry passes to Moody. Down low. Beal with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Booker's got it.
And that's how you do it, guys. Ball pressure and then get some runouts.
Warriors leading by 5. Now here's Curry. 14 points for him. And there's the drive. Curry pushing his way to a shot.
That's where Curry will cross you up. If you play him to shoot, he just drives it.
Here's Durant. Oh, and the jam by Durant.
A creative move by Durant. That's a big flex on the defense.
Now Curry. 16 points for him. Oh, superb touch by Curry on the floater.
He is getting everything he wants. The defense is seemingly powerless to slow him down. It's sad.
Shots good by Durant.
If you feed KD, this man is going to do this all night long.
And here is Curry after the three-pointer from KD. Curry against O'Neal. They kick it out to Green. And here is Moody. He's got 6. It's good. Moody's got 8 points. And Greg, you think about what they call float deep. Why does that one shot earn a nickname like that?
I mean, it's a badge of respect, right? The floaters, teardrops, whatever you call them, runners, often the finishing touch to an already well-developed offensive arsenal.
Here's Curry after the made shot from KD. Outside Curry. Curry laser-guided shot from deep range.
Even a half-court shot is a good shot for Curry. That's how good of a shooter he is.
And finished off by KD.
Oh, why, dunk you very much.
He can really fly, and you combine that, Greg, with some nice penetration, too, and you've got 2 points. Now, here's Curry. 21 points in the game. The rebound by Richard. Suns trail by 5. Booker looking around. Launches a 3. Durant, money from deep.
No hesitation from the swing man. Durant has such confidence shooting off the catch. Tremendous.
It's Curry with the drive. Butler finds Moody. Beal against Curry. Nice take from Curry. That one goes. Count it. Curry's got 23.
On the offensive end, Curry both prolific and efficient.
Here is Durant. 21 points in the game, and then Durant with the dunk.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure.
Yet another three. Once we hit the second quarter, it just seems as if those threes just started to...
Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway. We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Really an incredible game from Stephen Curry.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
And you love that mindset he has going at the rim. He hasn't settled for anything, and he's been the aggressor all game long.
They've got Dunn. Hole is out there with Plumlee. Then there's Allen. And it's Lee in at the shooting guard. They're the group for Mike Budenholzer starting the second half. Suns trail by 5. Craig in the process to bring in all their stars. The Suns don't have a lot of ways to add players in the near future.
Yeah, they don't control their draft picks for the next few years. That was part of the price for Beal and Durant. They'll have to be very shrewd to add rotation pieces to help them win.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yeah, when you hustle on the break like he does, good things tend to happen.
Bol with it. Plumlee sets the pick for Bol. It's rebounded by Kuminga. Warriors leading by 7. Healed outside. Here's Jackson Davis.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
Yeah, but they can't relax. They've got to keep building on this lead because it is not safe.
Dunn kicks to Bol. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
Yeah, inside, Bol does a great job just making subtle adjustments and utilizing that length.
Golden State's gone 5 of 9 when they put up a three-point shot tonight. Here's Podziemski, and he gets it to go. And the Warriors lead by 8.
Hits his first attempt of the half. Not what you'd call suffocating D on that possession.
And Buddy Hield is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Stolen away. Jackson Davis with it. Now guarded by Plumlee. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Yeah, once he poked it away, you knew what was on his mind.
Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
An agile play to get his hand in there and get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
Allen outside. Phoenix no good that time either.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And Richard, you just get the feeling that Jonathan Kuminga is finally starting to hit his stride, don't you?
It is all about opportunity in this league, Kevin. With more playing time and scoring chances, Kuminga has really blossomed, and he is not done getting better.
Here's Kuminga, and there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
This is when good players really get after it. He can sense that they're reeling, and he's going to put his foot on the pedal.
Here's the Warriors with the ball. They're on a 14-5 run. Kuminga, screen on Allen. Podziemski finds Hield. For the three, kept alive. Here's Jackson Davis. Plumlee with some nice D.
And you got to give credit to the D for never giving up on the play and doing just enough to bother him at the rim.
Allen for three. It's hauled in by Jackson Davis. Driving in. Plays it up and banks it in. Podziemski's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Yeah, they're going to do a much better job of putting a little bit of pressure on him on his way to the hoop.
And Kevin, even though they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular, and he did.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it. Suns trail by 14. Allen surveying the D. The teardrop falls in.
The floater is so tough to defend against. Nothing defenders can really do but shake their heads.
Here's Podziemski. Allen defending. Now Podziemski. Shot clock at 6. And that one is good. Podziemski's got 6. And so Allen will bring it up now for the Phoenix Suns. It's a 14-point game. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Golden State's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Hits it from three-point range.
Nice ball movement there. Delivered the pass right on time.
Fires from deep. Good on the triple. Allen's got his second bucket.
How about dueling from long range, just going at each other?
Take that, he says. I see your three, and I'll raise you another three.
And so it's the Golden State Warriors with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a... How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
And for the defense, it's so tough to guard a big man with that kind of court vision and dime-dropping ability.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Setting the floor for the Warriors. Butler out there with Draymond Green. And it's Curry. Then there's Moody. And it's Post in at the center, filling out the middle. Suns trail by 14. Booker outside. On the drive, Booker slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. And it goes on Draymond Green.
It's the determination from Booker that just can't be matched.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Warriors.
Oh, they've been punishing the inside defense consistently in this one. Look, it's been a very productive area of the floor for them.
And one other thing they have done well has been scoring in transition, looking to run whenever they can.
RJ, with how well Curry continues to play, I'm not sure his three-point record will ever be broken.
It's going to be tough to do. But even if it does, I think Steph will still be regarded as the best shooter we have ever seen, simply because how he changed the game.
KD sets the pick for Booker. Drives to the hoop. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And the All-Star, Devin Booker, an incredible scoring guard.
Since the moment he got drafted by the Phoenix Suns, he has been a beacon of consistency. Every single year he gets better. Every single year he adds something to his game. That's why Devin Booker is one of the best guards in this league.
Pass to Moody. 60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. Down to 5 on the shot clock. On its way from Curry for 2. Rebound by the Suns. Durant feeling it out a bit. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Durant with a screen on Butler. Draymond Green pulls it in.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Yeah, it's a great look for him. One they'll try and manufacture again. Those are the shots you want him to take.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. Oh, and with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
And with his skill, you kind of forget that Booker is 6'5" and can get to the rim with ease.
Here's Butler. Up again. It's good on the putback.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Durant with a screen on Butler. For 3, Booker. And Moody pulls it down. Warriors leading by 14. The shot by Butler, nobody around. It's good from long range. Butler's got 5 points now this quarter.
And he's had his ups and downs from distance, but Jimmy Bucket's always aggressive looking to score.
Durant against Green. And it's Curry with the rebound. The Warriors have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. A nice shot by Moody.
He's just stretching them out. The defense has got to do a better job of staying attached to him.
And the lack of defensive pressure on shots like that is a big reason they're down by double digits.
When he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for them.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
Yeah, you can feel Coach smiling on the sideline with every offensive board.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
There's 1:54 left in the game. Booker against Butler. Out to the right wing. Outside Curry. Beyond the arc. It's hauled in by the Suns.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Booker the pass to Richards. On the wing, Booker, guarded by Curry. 3-pointer. And you know who? Devin Booker.
At the arc, Booker is pretty efficient. This man can hurt you from downtown if you're not careful.
Outside Butler. Green with a screen for Butler. Jacks up a 3. It's rebounded by Durant. And KD's got the ball here for Phoenix. Trailing by 13.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for the Warriors.
Two great rebounding teams.
And these guys worked just a little bit harder tonight, and that was the edge they needed.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Stephen Curry.
And he's been a well-oiled machine on offense, keeping things simple on this end, getting the looks that he wanted, knocking them down.
Post. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Jumps up, throws down the breakaway jam.
Nice pass. Such a unique talent on both ends. That time, Booker showing us his vision.
Here's Curry. 35 seconds left in the fourth quarter. There's the three. Buries the long-range jumper. Curry's got 31 points.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
And as it should be, to be this dominant on another team's floor, look, when you go home, you're going to go home feeling good.
Now, here's Butler. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead. All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. Richard Jefferson.
matchup. Both these teams feature an impressive backcourt.
No question, B.A. And I get the sense that bragging rights are on the line here. Everything you can do, I can do better. Expect some exciting back-and-forth action in this one.
Looking at the starting five for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Ant is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Rudy Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point. Now here's Edwards. Just 4 to shoot. Off target from three-point range.
Boy, he won't miss many from that spot. The defense gets lucky there.
O'Neal passes to Beal. Oh, there's the alley. Randle with a steal. Outside Edwards. Gobert finds Edwards. Launches it, and he's in the books. Now 1 for 2.
Edwards, such an explosive scorer. You don't want to concede that three-point shot. Boy, that's going to make him feel good.
All right, Doris, what's kind of an unsung stat you appreciate about the Suns lineup?
Wow, they are so gifted offensively. So I'd have to say very good at getting to the free throw line. That's important. Very good at baiting defenders and putting your opponent into the bonus. That's big. Attacking into coverage. They get to spend plenty of time at the free throw line. It's an underrated advantage, BA.
Now here's DiVincenzo. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots over Beal. DiVincenzo can't hit.
Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm.
Here's Durant. Cash money on the open jump shot.
Well, there's an innate sense of how to play the game when we're talking Kevin Durant. The pick and roll has become second nature to him.
Picked by Gobert. And here's Edwards outside. Into the lane. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Back to Edwards. Well, if you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first.
What a response from Anthony Edwards. If you make a three, he wants to come right back at you.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Earlier, I spoke with Mike Budenholzer. I asked him how Rudy Gobert alters their usual game plan. Coach acknowledged that he's a factor and said Rudy definitely demands more from us offensively. We have to be careful where we put our shooters with him waiting for swats. Coach thinks intelligent offense is what it takes to beat Gobert. Back to you.
And Allie, thank you for that. Now here's Edwards. Give him 8 points now. Picked by Gobert. Edwards, the pass to Gobert. He's off on that one. Good work defensively by Richards. There aren't many more dominant defenders in the NBA than Gobert.
Well, that's definitely fair to say, BA, because his defense has an outsized influence on a game. The inside presence changes an opponent's game plan.
Here's Randle. Oh, it's blocked. It deflects off the backboard. Right side Durant. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. The Timberwolves have gone 3 of 8 so far. For 3, DiVincenzo. Phoenix grabs the miss. O'Neal with it, and it's Gobert picking him up. And that's good. Kevin Durant for 3. Durant's got 7.
Boy, no hesitation right there. You see Kevin Durant assertive on the offensive end.
DiVincenzo against Beal. Outside, DiVincenzo. There's the drive. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Are you serious? That is some power from a point guard.
Oh, I love backcourt players with some ups.
We know versatility is huge in this game. Just a tremendous job finishing that play. Wow.
And it's Randle with the jam.
Well, if you're Julius Randle, sprint the floor and get an easy one.
Durant for 3. It's rebounded by Rudy Gobert. Gobert's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And Edwards slams it in. Ooh,
putting on a show for the fans, going up for the graceful reverse.
Oh, that had a little extra sauce on it, Graham. McDaniels passes to Gobert. Now DiVincenzo. Outside Edwards. There's the three. That's tipped. Anthony Edwards has been on display for Minnesota. He put together 10 points in the quarter. If you're just joining us, we played through one quarter in this one. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
The most consistent attack on offense so far has been the mid-range jump shot. We'll see if they can keep that rolling.
I think the other thing they've done a great job of is making their presence felt inside, converting tons of paint opportunities.
Booker and Beal are the talented backcourt. Kevin Durant is out there with Nick Richards, and it's O'Neal in at the three. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Suns. For three, Edwards can't get that one to fall. The Suns trailing, and Grant, the success of teams like the Timberwolves showing that size still matters.
Yeah, in this pace and space era, that may have come into question just a bit, but size and skill combined has always been your best bet at winning.
Woo-hoo, that was an explosive move by Devin Booker. Decks it and finishes.
Beal against DiVincenzo. Here he goes. Inside. The kick out to Edwards. The three is up. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. Beal outside. Outside Durant. Richards with a screen. Durant puts some moves on. And it's slammed in by Durant.
Well, you respect the jump shooting, so you close tight, and Kevin Durant gets off on the dribble drive.
Pass to Gobert. Edwards with it. This one for three. Oh, Edwards! Money on the triple.
Well, the versatility he possesses makes him a very tough cover, guys.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Ryan, Anthony Edwards, his disposition just brightens a locker room. Coach Chris Finch said he's an absolute joy to coach. Always in a great mood with a great smile. It doesn't matter if he plays well or he doesn't. Every day he has the same approach and the same attitude.
And he wants to be great, Allie. There's no doubt about that. Richards, the pass to Durant. Richards with a screen. Durant's shot is off.
Boy, in that close, he's almost automatic. Boy, that's pretty good defense. Wow.
Randall finds Edwards. And it's Randall with the jam.
Wow, excellent explosion off his feet by Julius Randle.
Booker surveying the D. Pass to Durant. And Gobert with a block. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Gobert. And about 3 minutes played now in the second quarter. And this is a star-driven league. But talk about the importance of role players, Chris.
Oh, B.A., a lot of times they're the ones who carry the day. You know what you'll get from your stars, but when the X factor ignites, that can make the difference.
Edwards with it. Richards picks him up. Edwards, the pass to Gobert. Back to Edwards. 1:41 left to play in the first half. 6 to shoot. And there's the lob. Ball stolen. They're running. And then Beal with the dunk.
What a beautiful connection there. Beal showing off the hang time.
Edwards with it. Richards is there. Here's the three. Here's Gobert. Oh, Gobert rocking the rim.
And when the game is this close, you have to go all out.
He certainly understands his role, huh? When the shot goes up, just crashes the offensive glass.
And that's so demoralizing to your opponent. To play great defense and have the possession end that way, that's tough to take.
DiVincenzo, pass to Edwards. Pass to Gobert. Oh, and Gobert powers it home.
All too easy for Mr. Gobert in the painted area. Nicely done.
And Jaden McDaniels picks up the foul. That's his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Durant for three. Yes, sir! The smooth stroke of Kevin Durant.
Put your head down and go to work. That's what they need to do.
Boy, the tide is running one way and then shifts back in the other direction. I've lost count of how many lead changes we've had here tonight.
Edwards against Beal. Edwards, the pass to McDaniels. The kick out to Edwards. Just 3 to shoot. Fires the 3. Kevin Durant pulls it in. Pass to Beal. Hangs in the air. And it's blocked by Edwards. With 1 on the clock. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
And credit him for understanding the situation and coming through.
And to me, the way you end quarters impacts how you end the game. It can go a long way between a W or an L.
Kevin Durant has been leading the charge for the Suns, helping them space the floor. 2 triples in. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard. You know, Kevin Durant has really been making it happen here, guys.
I love how effortlessly he scored. The game just comes so easy for him.
And let's see if he continues that trend the rest of the way. He certainly has the talent and the endurance to do just that.
Kicking off the second half, here's Chris Finch's 5. Miller is out there with Naz Reid. Then it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and it's Minot in at the 3 slot. A slam dunk by Reid.
Making sure of it with the 2-hand slam, B.A.
Yeah, I don't blame him. With the score this tight, you cannot take a chance here. And it really feels like the chemistry of this Timberwolves team has taken a step forward.
And B.A., you know this. Winning always enhances that energy and chemistry. But beyond that, this is a roster full of players that have had individual success, and now they're hungry and thirsty for team success, because that's the true measure.
And he's looking to get on a roll here to start the second half.
And I've got to believe that was something they talked about during the break. Get him some good looks into the paint, get into the heart of the defense. Beautiful.
First team foul.
Here in this third quarter, just over a minute played. Here's Shannon. Outside, Alexander Walker. Just 5 to shoot. And the layup is good off the glass.
Assertive move. You can tell the game's heating up a bit.
The Suns leading. And we're about a minute and a half in the second half. Stolen by Miller. And now the T-Wolves on the break. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. And they're not happy with the call here.
Second team foul. Shooting for Minnesota. Miller.
People were worried that this would slow the action down. But with so many close calls in every game, the NBA was smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the refs take another look. So they see clear evidence of a bad call, and they're going to overturn it. Probably the right decision.
And give credit to the officials for recognizing the mistake and correcting it. Nobody likes to say they got it wrong, but they fixed it in a hurry.
Timberwolves trail by 3. And one of the game's best shooters, Doris, Grayson Allen, can really stretch the floor for you.
B.A., his presence on this particular roster is so significant because of what they can do around him. Yes, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter because he can flat beat you from distance, but you also can't foul him. He is consistent at the free throw line, and he's very capable off the bounce. Grayson Allen is a more well-rounded player than he's given credit for.
And Naz Reid has proven to be a matchup nightmare for opposing big men, Doris.
He has, B.A., and the reason is he's bigger and stronger than most 4 men. Traditional 5s are too slow to stay with him. He can space you out to the three-point line, or he can punish you on the inside. Naz has got big-time game.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Well, Brian, a lot of teams are staying clear of that dreaded second apron of the luxury tax, but the Suns, they blew right past it, adding Bradley Beal to create a star trio. Kevin Durant said, quote, "That's what you're supposed to do. It's about swinging for the fences every year." They're looking to go the distance.
Every year, you're right. Talent is there, Allie.
Another shot right in the lane. That's been their MO this evening.
Now here's Alexander Walker. Allen defending. Now here's Alexander Walker. Shot clock at 5. Reid for 3. It doesn't go for him. The Suns have gone 4 of 6 from the floor in this third quarter. Allen, the pass to Bowl. From outside, off the mark. Minnesota shooting it with confidence. 54% so far. Here's Miller. They get the rebound. Pass to Minot. Here's Shannon, defended by Dunn. Reid, a screen on Allen. Here's Alexander Walker. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
It was a strong move. The shot's just a little off.
Minnesota shooting their second and third free throws tonight. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And so it's Allen who brings up the ball for the Phoenix Suns. Trailing by 2. The 3 is up. Nails it from 3. Allen's got 5. These teams just keep trading the lead.
Yeah, you wonder what it's going to take for someone to pull away.
To the paint. From the low block, Plumlee. 43 seconds left in the third quarter. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And a solid pick to free him up for the dunk.
Boy, the timing there couldn't be any better.
The execution was simply flawless. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you run that play.
Here's Alexander Walker. Ooh, and they immediately answer back with a dunk on the other end.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
Well, credit him for going for it, not settling, saying, "I'm going to attack."
And the foul called on Nickeil Alexander-Walker. That's his first foul of the game.
First team foul. Substitution on the court.
Oh, swiped away. Here's Minot. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Oh, save that for the dunk contest. That flush was so extra.
Whether or not this game is close, he's the same guy, focused on finishing firm at the rim. It's still anybody's game as we reach the end of 3. Timberwolves ahead. They're up by 1. We've got more. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. Zero chance to stop that.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Booker and Beal in the talented backcourt. Kevin Durant is out there with Royce O'Neal, and it's Richards in at center. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Suns. The Suns trailing. Booker drives in, and Booker with the jam.
I'll tell you, let that guy get a head of steam. Booker can finish at the rim with surprising power.
Randall with the drive. Lays it up and banks it in. And the Timberwolves lead by 1. Coming down the stretch, it's still anyone's game.
Incredible effort and energy on both sides. These guys must be gassed.
For three, Booker connects from downtown.
You've got to be there on the catch if Devin Booker gets an opportunity from the perimeter. This guy too good a shooter.
Edwards, the pass to DiVincenzo. For three, Randall buries it from three.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Here's Booker, screen by Durant. Down low. Crafty move. Randall pulls down the board. The Timberwolves shooting about 56% in this one. Oh, it's stolen. And here they come. Here's Durant. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. It's on Dante DiVincenzo.
One of the best things about Kevin Durant is he simply locks in on exactly what's in front of him at the moment. If that means working at practice, that's what he does. If that's competing at a high level in the game, that's what he does.
Picked by Gobert. Edwards on the move. Pass to Gobert. 5 to shoot. Edwards with it. Richards picks him up. Edwards can't hit. The Suns have gone 2 of 3 to open the fourth quarter. Here's Durant. Oh, KD! Filthy!
Kevin Durant just understands how to find the open spots on the floor. His scoring line proof of him getting to the efficiency we always look to.
And Edwards slams it in.
This has been the story of the game, a battle fought on offense.
And it is a major disadvantage down the stretch if you can't guard. This may just come down to who has the ball last.
The kick to Durant. Richards with a screen, takes a 3, and Durant hit from deep. Durant's got 24 points.
He's such a clutch shooter. This guy lives for these kinds of moments and delivers.
Here's Edwards. It's hauled in by the Suns. Richards has got 4 rebounds in the game. Phoenix leading by 4. Durant with a screen on McDaniels. And Booker, here we go. In deep. Booker gets it to go.
I love that Devin Booker isn't afraid to mix things up on the offensive end, trying to score inside and does just that.
Edwards a screen on Beal. DiVincenzo pass to Edwards. Fires the 3. DiVincenzo can't hit. And Booker has got the ball here for the Phoenix Suns. They lead by 6. That's their biggest margin. Going inside. Ooh, against inside resistance. Booker's still good.
Oh, terrific body control. Booker gets hit on the drive, stays on balance to complete the play.
Pass to Gobert. To stop the run. Oh, and Gobert powers it home.
He throws it down with 2 hands. You know he won't mess that up.
Not this guy. He is a big-time finisher. McDaniels against Booker. To the middle. Here's Durant. And it's slammed in by Durant.
Easy money for the Slim Reaper. Nice finish.
Outside Edwards. Up top Randall. 46 seconds left in the final quarter. It's Edwards on the wing. No good from outside.
Man, that's his shot. Maybe he was too wide open.
Durant for 3. Randall pulls down the board. And Minnesota with possession here. 8-point game. And here's Edwards outside. That shot, no good. Booker with it. And he banks in the layup. And it's a 10-point Phoenix lead. So no problem for Phoenix as they get the win. All right, Allie, good stuff there. Thanks for that. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Doris Burke.
Got some great guards going head-to-head in this one. Brent, what will you keep your eye on in that matchup?
Well, Kevin, you're pointing out the guard play, so this is when they have a chance to go one-on-one. Which of these tandems can stand out against the other? Tons of pick and roll, tons of creativity, and we'll see which of these guys can pair off tonight to win this contest.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point. Now here's Curry. Lets it go with the three. Gobert pulls it in.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Randle outside. McDaniels against Curry. A shot by McDaniels, no good. Puts up a deep three. Offensive rebound. Pass to Curry. Five to shoot. From past the arc. And rejection by McDaniel. Here's the break. DiVincenzo against Curry. Fires for three. Dante DiVincenzo, and that's good. DiVincenzo's got 5 now.
Well, you want to chase him off the three-point line. DiVincenzo able to settle in that time.
Green with a screen for Curry. On the wing, Green. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line, and I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
Oh, my. What a huge flush by Edwards, showing off right now.
And, Greg, it didn't take long for Anthony Edwards to prove himself in the NBA.
There's so much to like about his game. As outstanding as his offense is, his defense cannot be overlooked. He is a lockdown presence when he needs to be.
Now here's Edwards after the miss from Stephen Curry. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And the length of Gobert can be so difficult to deal with. And that's why you have to be physical with him on defense.
And Gobert drops them both. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. McDaniels against Curry. Butler, a screen on McDaniel. Here's Curry. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
Well, those mechanics and that kind of time, that's pretty stuff from Steph Curry.
DiVincenzo against Curry. Up top, DiVincenzo. 5 points in the game. That shot wide open. He has 5.
And you have to stay up on Edwards out there, which is dangerous because he's so good at going right around you.
Here's Curry with the 3. The rebound by the Timberwolves. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, thank you very much. Jaden McDaniels has become an X factor for the Wolves. Mike Conley says, we know what he does defensively, but the offense that he can bring for us balances our unit. It's much needed. Guys tend not to think of him as an offensive player, but he does have that in his game. Kevin?
But I love the reference to an X factor. He definitely is that. All right, David, thank you. And many around the league believe Curry doesn't get enough fouls called in his favor. GA, what do you think?
There could be some truth to that. He gets held and grabbed more than anyone when running off screens, but especially blatant on drives to the rim.
It's stolen by Green. Moody with it. Now defended by Randle. And Green slams it in.
How about the execution inside by Green? He's excellent at knowing when to attack down low.
Edwards inside. Defended by Butler. Now here's Gobert. Now DiVincenzo. From outside the arc. Goes back up with 1 on the clock. Outside, Edwards. Drills it from outside. Edwards got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for Minnesota.
DiVincenzo being a connector out there now.
Curry against McDaniel. An easy 2 points on the layup. Curry's got 6 points.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
DiVincenzo passes to McDaniels. High post, Gobert. And here is DiVincenzo. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves with a 6-point lead. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Timberwolves?
They've looked to fire as much as possible from outside the arc, and so far they are hitting at a high clip.
Love the passing that they displayed at the start of the game. Great ball movement that's opening up some chances without really getting deep into the execution.
On the court for the Timberwolves as our second quarter is underway. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Julius Randle is out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's DiVincenzo in at the 1. Now here's Edwards. Edwards at the rim.
A good read by Edwards, playing at his pace and carving out space for that shot.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Edwards.
And always a bit of risk on those long passes. Lucky the D couldn't come up with it there.
Warriors trail by 8. Outside Curry. Julius Randle with the rebound.
Well, he's a guy they count on to produce from the mid-range. He doesn't miss too many open looks from there.
And there's the call on Curry. That's his first foul. Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. Randle against Green. The 3. Randle no good. And it's the Warriors' ball. 8-point game. Moody the pass to Looney. Back to Moody. Some nice passing by Golden State. Here's McDaniels. And finished off by McDaniels.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
And the gamble paying off.
Now here's Curry. 6 points for him. Puts up a deep 3. Looney passes to Moody. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Timberwolves leading by 10. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. 3-pointer. Shot by McDaniels. No good. The Warriors have gone 0-4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. You know, Greg, when you look at the Timberwolves' history, the first round had been a problem for them. But not last year, as they swept the Phoenix Suns.
And you got to look at it as being a tremendous success, right? Because going into the season, I don't know that anyone thought they would have made it to the conference finals. But, boy, that young group gelled well together, and the sky's the limit for the future.
Now here's Butler. Following the miss by Julius Randle. Well, their pass to Green. Here's Looney. 6 to shoot. Outside for Curry. Over Randle. And with that shot, the Timberwolves lead is cut to just 5 on the basket from Stephen Curry.
Now that hurts. You work all that time on defense, and Steph throws up something like that kills you.
Now here's DiVincenzo. 5 points in the game. Pass to McDaniels. Lobbed up there for Edwards up high.
The stunning athletic ability of Edwards going up high for that alley-oop.
Green, the pass to Moody. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Outside for Curry. Butler, a screen on McDaniel. Curry dishes to Butler. Butler hammering it home.
I don't know what you do there on the pick and roll. You're so worried about Steph. He ends up moving the ball to get points.
Here's Randall going inside. Randall with a screen for Edwards. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Three-pointer, Randall. It's rebounded by Golden State. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
Taking 2 the play will be reviewed under NBA rules.
So fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And the Warriors making a change here. Heald's checked in. Free throw drops for Green. Brent, when I think of those title teams of the Golden State Warriors, clearly you think of the Currys and Thompson, and maybe at the top of that list, the importance of Draymond Green.
Well, there's no doubt, Kevin, that the lean on for Golden State defensively and to be as good as they were on that end of the floor falls on the shoulders and the very capable ones of Draymond Green. I mean, he took on all challengers and elevated the confidence of players like Steph and Clay. So Draymond's defense, elite and leading to titles.
Warriors trail by 3. Greg, they're in a rhythm offensively, really cooking.
And the opposition looks helpless to stop them right now.
To the inside. Here's Randall. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It's on Jimmy Butler.
And how about Randall just collecting and absorbing that hit and still fights to get a shot off.
And so here is Golden State. Green with a screen on Edwards. Butler from outside. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And so it's Minnesota with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. Right back after this break. And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. You know, Anthony Edwards has been exceptional here, guys.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half, just taking what he can get from the defense.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half. I'm wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
So with Butler sitting on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. Bajemski out there with Gary Payton II. Then there's Buddy Hield. Then it's Kuminga. And it's Post in at the 5 spot. We know the 90s were a different era, Greg. Either win the game or win the fight. Remember that? Do you miss that physicality?
Well, I will say, Kevin, it made for some great stories, but I don't think we're missing much without all the extracurriculars. I think we have a beautiful game now.
And he's good on the 3-ball.
I tell you what, he came out of that locker room raring to go.
Bajemski with it. There's the screen. To the paint. Got a piece of it. Here's Shannon. Covered by Payton. Offensive rebound. Out to Miller. Pass to Reed. Just 5 on the clock. At 3 off the mark.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Minnesota foul. Personal foul. First team foul.
And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Here's Shannon. Scoreless thus far. The rebound by Hield. Warriors trail by 7. And so it looks like the Warriors will retain possession here.
It remains Golden State basketball.
Here's Pajemski. Floats one up. No good from Payton. Timberwolves leading by 7. Here's Miller. Pass to Minot. Here's Alexander Walker. 4 on the clock. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Timberwolves lead by 9.
And that's exactly what they're going for on that shot.
Pajemski with it. He's against Miller. Kuminga. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark.
I don't think the defense does enough out there to bother him. I think that one's all on him. Just a flat-out miss.
Changing ends quickly. He's rewarded with a high percentage look.
Yeah, the defense trying to do their best to slow him down, but when he gets room like that, you got to look out.
Count that one, and the Minnesota lead has been cut to just 9 on the basket from Payton.
All the way to the bucket, no resistance, just swipe the candy from him.
Here's Alexander Walker. The 3 ball. Sinks the 3-pointer. Alexander Walker's got the lead up to 12 now for Minnesota.
And I don't care how far from the bucket he is. You've got to have a man on him. He's just too good from deep.
Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Here's Pajemski. Nothing on the board. 6 on the shot clock. There's the triple. A rebound by the Timberwolves. And for such a young player, Brandon Pajemski has a mature game.
Well, Kevin, his intellect out on the floor, I think, is at an elite level. Brandon does such a good job of hovering around the basket to get rebounds. He advances the ball with the pass. He's driving and always looking for angles. So this is an advantage-created player, and Brandon does a great job of that.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Yeah, pretty infectious right here. Guys in good spirits, and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
Here's Pajemski. The offensive rebound. Payton. Pass to Pajemski. There's Kuminga. And Kuminga throws it down.
Leaping ability is off the charts. Not the biggest power forward, but outstanding, rising up off the ground.
Here's Shannon. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Nice work to get it inside and draw contact.
The Timberwolves shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
Warriors trail by 15. Now Pajemski. Still without a basket. And yes, it's good.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation. That's a tough rebound if you don't have the length that he does, so the size paying off.
And so it's Minnesota, 13 points up at the end of the period. Their defense. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feet. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
And that's what great passing will do for you right there, dissecting the defense with that play.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. On the court for Minnesota, Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniel. Rudy Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. And it's DiVincenzo in at the one spot. Here's Looney, rips down the breakaway slam.
Don't expect Looney to be the guy out there in transition, but a nice job running the lane.
Minnesota with the ball. Now here's Edwards. Pass to McDaniels. Off target from three-point range. Warriors trail by 11. 1 minute now into this fourth quarter, and he trims the lead to single digits.
He's going to punish you if you leave him open. He's more than willing to take the open three when he's got it.
And here is McDaniel. Stolen. A solo fast break for the finish. And the slam by Moody.
Oh, forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend.
And how? Brilliant throwdown. Edwards against Butler. Inside, pocket 6. And here we go. Warriors running again. And rejection by McDaniel. Curry against DiVincenzo. Three-pointer, Randle. Warriors with the rebound. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. To the middle, stolen by McDaniels. And now the Timberwolves on the break.
And that's great to see Dante out there on the break. When he gets his steps together like that, he can attack the rim.
Curry against McDaniel. Curry looking around, knocks it loose. Stolen by McDaniels. Randle with the ball, and Curry picks him up defensively. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Minnesota.
They have been a wrecking ball defensively, coming up with steals, being active with their hands, and just doing a terrific job of disrupting the rhythm.
Something else I've seen from them in this game is just how quick they are to capitalize on a turnover. I mean, they're pouncing on that stuff, and you got to be careful when you're handling the ball around them.
DiVincenzo finds Edwards. Butler with the steal. And oh, here we go with Green. Nobody down. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. And it's 9 points for Draymond Green.
Draymond Green making a good call that time in the open court.
Randle against Green. Randle passes to Edwards. Just 5 to shoot. Edwards on the bounce, and they force the shot clock violation. Great team. Warriors trail by 9. Curry is inside. Working on McDaniels. Green drives in. Randle grabs the board, and Draymond Green picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Minnesota leading by 9. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Now here's DiVincenzo. Defended by Moody. Pass to Gobert. And slam dunk by Gobert.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for Minnesota.
The biggest factor tonight had to be their great shooting. They shot much better than the other team.
Yeah, they were working hard on both sides of the floor, but that sky-high field goal percentage, plus the pressure defense to force the other team into a lot of misses. Love the effort tonight.
And as usual, some excellent work tonight in what was a quality big impact game for Anthony Edwards.
Now, this was a showcase night of his skills offensively.
Curry from deep three-point land. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Minnesota with the ball. Outside Edwards. Gobert with a screen for Edwards. Off target with his three. Butler from outside. It's hauled in by Edwards. DiVincenzo with it. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed?
have in common, they are great at rebounding the basketball.
Oh, yes, they are. I mean, it'll be a battle down low. Boxing out is vital, and second chance points may just decide this game.
Now let's take a look at Phoenix's opening lineup. Nick Richards out there with Bol. Then there's Kevin Durant. Then it's Royce O'Neal. And it's Booker in at the point.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
From deep, the Warriors pull it in.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
The three from Curry. And it's Devin Booker with a rebound. And here are the Suns. Pass to Bol. Durant with it. Puts up a three. On target from range.
Hard to stop Durant when he's set up like this. He's so well positioned to score.
Here's Curry. Goes up and lays it in nice and easy.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those.
Booker no good.
That's the shot you hope for. Right at the rim, just couldn't capitalize.
Now well into his 30s. Is it fair to start wondering how many seasons Jimmy Butler has left, Grant?
Well, it's a fair question, B.A. But at the same time, Jimmy's hunger is just so different than everybody else's, which I could see helping prolong his career.
Now here's Durant. Takes the three. Kuminga pulls it in. Earlier, Allie LaForce spoke with head coach Steve Kerr. What'd you find out, Allie?
As you can imagine, the team spent much of their practice preparing for Devin Booker. Coach said there's no great way to defend him. He can beat you at the rim, from mid-range, well beyond the arc as well. And on top of all that, he creates for others. Brian?
Thank you for that, Allie. And it's Butler with the jam.
This is why you must stay in front of Butler. When he's leaking out like this, he's focused on scoring.
Booker goes in, and he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for two. It's going to be on Jonathan Kuminga. You know, Booker gets a lot of praise for his scoring. But how about his skill as a passer, Richard?
Oh, he's a good decision maker, B.A. He's able to read defenses and dissect them with his passing. He's shown he can be a traditional, quote-unquote, point guard.
And Grant, despite the Warriors' success over the last decade, it hasn't always been this way for this franchise.
Yeah, they didn't have many winning seasons before they got Steph, Clay, and Dre. And you know, B.A., from 1978 to 2012, they made the playoffs just 6 times.
Here's Booker. The Warriors getting their last shot to go. And here's Butler. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Drives to the hoop. And it's Butler with the jam.
You see how effective Butler is driving inside. The combination of muscle and athleticism is tough to stop.
Bol, a screen on Green. To the inside. And finished off by Bol.
And finding his teammate in stride, he led his guy perfectly.
Here's Curry. Launches it from deep. From beyond the arc and then some. Curry's got 7.
Even a half-court shot is a good shot for Curry. That's how good of a shooter he is.
And it's slammed in by Durant.
Oh, just an artful little reverse slam.
Power and style. That was sweet. Now here's Kuminga. No made baskets yet. Pass to post. Now Curry jacks up a 3. Another 3 for Golden State.
Yeah, most of the time you assume Curry's 3-ball is falling. That's how good he is.
Durant with a screen on Butler. Booker attacking. And Booker with the jam.
Now that's how you use the screen right there.
And it leads to a thunderous finish. That was nice.
Yeah, you like the pick to set up the open shot. But when it leads to a dunk, okay, even better, you'll take it.
Now here's Butler. He's got 6. Fires for 3. Gets the 3-ball to go. He's got 9.
Nice shot from Butler, making himself a threat from downtown.
Richards with a screen. Durant with it. Now guarded by Butler. Well, Richard, you attempted to guard Kevin Durant in your playing days. How hard was that?
It was not easy. He's an elite scorer, ball handler. Oh, yeah, he's also 7 feet tall. KD is one of the toughest assignments that you will ever face.
When you look at the career of Kevin Durant, he's had an amazing list of teammates, Grant.
Yeah, that's true, B.A. And it started with Westbrook and Harden. Then he had Steph, Clay, and Dre, Kyrie, and then Booker and Beal. That is quite the list.
Curry's shot is off.
Shocking that he just bricked that one. The defense got real lucky there.
There's a 4-second difference between the shot and game clock. And there it is for him.
You got to appreciate the consistency. Night in and night out, he brings it.
Curry against Durant. Curry gets the bucket. Curry's got 12 points.
This is what Curry does best. He is so creative at getting into rhythm and staying hot.
Bull, a screen on Green. Durant for 3. Drains the triple.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
Stephen Curry getting it. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And a moment to check out the scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
They've really been dialed in from deep. This is a team that has a ton of confidence in their outside shooting ability.
And the other thing you notice is how determined they've been to get into the paint and get buckets around the rim.
And so, in the game for Phoenix, they've got Devin Booker. Kevin Durant is out there with Bol Bol. Then there's Nick Richards, and it's O'Neal in at the 2-guard spot. Oh, nice job in the paint from Curry.
Not just a jump shooter. Curry is so creative at figuring out little ways to score inside.
Bull, a screen on Green. Inside, takes one from 10 feet. Durant against Green. Rebounded by Green. The Warriors lead by 4. Well, the last few years, Richard, the Suns have had some all-time greats, but this is Devin Booker's team.
No doubt, drafted in 2015. Book's been here his entire career. His first few seasons, the team was, let's just say they were rebuilding, but Devin stayed loyal and enjoyed some stellar seasons since then.
Pass to post. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Curry.
That's a fantastic decision by Curry. Defense too focused in on Steph.
Booker fires from way outside. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Outside, Green. Kuminga against Bull. Kuminga soars in for the slam. Man, he makes it look easy.
While he's a bit undersized for a 4, he more than makes up for it with his bounce.
Here's Durant. Pass to Richards. And stolen by Green. Oh, and a fast break for the Warriors. The 3-ball. Oh, clanks that one. He's 0 for 1 to start. Suns trail by 9. Durant for 3. The rebound by Post. Green finds Curry. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Curry's got 4 points in the quarter. Phoenix has gone 0 for 2 from outside in the second quarter. Bull, a screen on Green to halt the run. Nice shot by Durant. Durant's got 13 now.
This is an intelligent play call by Durant, shaking up the defense so he can find his angle.
Up top, Curry, guarded by Durant. Down low, here's Kuminga. Shot clock at 6. And Kuminga throws it down.
And he gives up some size inside, but makes a great adjustment on the finish.
Yeah, you can give up some size, but that shows you how fearless he is, willing to attack the basket no matter who is in front of him.
And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
And that could be the spark they needed to make a little run as they try to even this thing up.
Richard, you evolved as a shooter over the course of your career. Talk about developing shooting in the NBA game.
Well, it dictates what kind of offense you can run. You don't need a bunch of good shooters, but if you've only got one or two, your interior play better be strong.
Curry looking it over. Pass to Kuminga. Uh-oh, Kuminga.
Powerful.
Yes!
Wow, that type of finish is just deflating right now for a team that's trying to make a comeback.
Ouch. That's certainly a big-time finish right there. It was one big exclamation point, or maybe even a question mark. Butler finds Curry. No good on the triple.
And he continues to cast away, but the results just haven't been there tonight.
And now we have an intentional foul. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, bizarre play, BA. Not sure what got into him. You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
Green against Durant. Bull, a screen on Green. Now here's Durant. Defense right on him. And he's going for the oop here.
Using the pick nicely. Durant able to find the open man.
The Warriors lead by 8. Left side Curry. Outside Kuminga. There's 18 seconds left in the first half. Driving in. And Kuminga throws it down.
What a slam. That dunk was just ridiculous.
You see the defense, Grant? They're all making business decisions up there. Durant for 3. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. And the Warriors pushing it up now. And Durant with the block. And that'll be Golden State's ball as it goes out of bounds. Warriors able to keep possession. The 3 from Curry. Oh, he beats the buzzer just in time. Wow.
Big time bucket, I'll tell you. Great clock management there.
Boy, that was close. Got it in just in the nick of time.
And so it's the Golden State Warriors in a good situation, up by 13 points to close the quarter. They just can't miss. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Stephen Curry having a dominant impact in this game.
Well, if he's hit threes like he did in the first half, he's going to have a monster night.
And let's see if the D adjusts, make life a little more difficult on him.
Trace Jackson-Davis out there with Kevon Looney. Then there's Gary Payton II. Then it's Buddy Hield. And it's Moody in at the 3 spot. And that's the group for Steve Kerr as we begin the second half. The Warriors lead by 15. Richard, it comes as no surprise that Golden State is routinely at the top of the league for made threes.
That's how this team has been constructed. They are custom built to rain threes on you, and we've seen it be very, very effective.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Bradley Beal is settling in as one of multiple stars in Phoenix. He said, it's been an adjustment for sure. You go from being very ball dominant to now you share the dominance, and it's a sacrifice and also an adjustment of learning a totally different role. Brian, he says it's a process, but one he embraces.
Good point. Thanks, Allie. 5 on the clock. Moody from outside. He buries it from 3. And the Warriors lead by 18.
And what kind of defense was that? You can't give up wide open threes like that. What are you doing?
From behind the arc, Beal gets the bucket. Beal's got his first 3 points of the game.
It's turned into a showdown here. Dueling from distance.
Take that, he says. I see your 3, and I'll raise you another 3.
Hield against Beal. Hield passes to Payton. And it's Phoenix with a rebound. Here we go. Beal from outside. And the Suns get another three.
There was a time you could get yelled at for taking a three like that, but now it's a great decision, and it paid off.
Outside heel. Three-pointer. They get it again. Here's Looney. Looney through contact.
He knows his job on the glass, and he does it well, cleaning it up and sending it right back.
Three-pointer. Beal. Beal with another miss. The Warriors lead by 14. Moody from outside. Counted from distance. Moody's got 6.
He's never going to pass up that shot. The defense giving him way too much room.
Beal against Hield. Pass to Iguodaro. Back to Beal. Plumlee, a screen on Hield. Beal from outside. Beal with another miss. Golden State has gone 2 for 5 from 3 since halftime. They grabbed their own miss. Puts up a deep 3. Golden State with a rebound.
Suns foul. First 35. First team foul.
Third quarter of basketball here. A little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Jackson Davis misses.
Well, the defense didn't have any impact on that shot, but somehow he still misses it.
Allen on the wing, guarded by Payton. Launches a 3. Allen can't get it to go.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Grayson Allen's shooting gets a lot of attention, Richard, but his efficiency is also impressive.
No, it's his shooting and efficiency that causes problems for defenses. When he's on the floor, there will be much more space for everyone else to work.
And Beal puts up a deep 3. Phoenix no good that time either.
Would you say testing the limits of his range there?
Yeah, he might have been feeling himself a little too much on that one. He can hit it, but not consistent.
Here's Jackson Davis. Yep, it finally drops after rolling around the rim. Well, Phoenix is shooting pretty well at 45%. Beal against Hield. Beal, the pass to Plumlee. Back to Beal. They set the pick. Off the mark, and the drought continues.
It's obvious they're becoming frustrated. Nothing seems to be going their way.
In a major drought, need to find some sort of momentum.
They've been very well-rounded and extremely focused.
Yeah, not just an impressive showing on offense, but on defense as well, executing their game plan perfectly.
Substitution on the court.
17 seconds left in the third quarter. Booker against Hield. Throws it up high.
Flushing it on a much taller defender. That is just filthy.
On the wing, Durant. No good. Would have counted had it gone. And so it's the Golden State Warriors, already up 20. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
You know, I'm kind of stoked that this was a choice because I love this pass. A remarkable find. He put his court vision on full display.
That wasn't a better pass in the game, almost like he had a sixth sense.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same for the first 3 quarters. On the court for the Suns, getting the fourth quarter going. We've got Bol, Devin Booker out there with Royce O'Neal. Then there's Kevin Durant, and it's Richards in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. For 3, Durant. The rebound by Moody. They've got a commanding lead.
It just seems like everything is going their way.
Hield passes to Payton. The 17-footer. Outside Moody. Hield against Booker. Beyond the arc. And again, no good by Golden State.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Oh, wasted no time on that one. Durant's got 19 points.
Doesn't it just look like he's gliding down the floor? Durant in transition is just beautiful art.
Healed from outside. The Suns clear it. And the ball out of play. The Warriors will have it.
When you're losing, you can't afford to give the ball away.
And the Warriors going with a whole new group out there. Here's Curry. About a minute and a half into the fourth now. Ooh, Durant with some nice D.
Gotta applaud the defensive effort. It's not easy to stop him getting in the lane like that.
Three-pointer. Rebounded by Green. The Warriors lead by 23. Curry, he's open. And the jumper off target to finish the break.
You got to move past that one. I mean, they'd want him to take that again.
Yeah, it's a great look for him. One they'll try and manufacture again. Those are the shots you want him to take. This is that modern big man play. Tall guys who are comfortable draining shots from deep.
Durant against Curry. And he makes it on the layup. 21 points in the game.
And the defense has no one to blame but themselves. I mean, they just let him get right to the rim.
That's a great possession. Put your best players in a position to succeed.
He gets it in there.
Just too much to handle. Durant not fazed by the bump.
Curry against Durant. Outside Kuminga. Richards pulls it in. Richards has got 4 rebounds now. Here's O'Neal, and he dunks it down.
Well, they're on the right path now, but still in a pretty big hole.
But this is a game again, and the other side has to be feeling a little bit nervous with how quickly that lead vaporized.
Butler against Booker. On the wing, Curry. The 3. Knocks down the long J. Curry's got 24.
When Curry gets a look that's good, he is automatic. There is almost no stopping him.
Durant, no good. The Warriors lead by 21. Pass to post. Let's go with a 3. And it's Phoenix with a rebound. Durant on the attack.
Oh, my
gracious. Oh, just incredible.
That is a monster finish. Nice pass. Such a unique talent on both ends. That time Booker showing us his vision.
And the distance between the point totals for these teams tells the whole story. Just a fantastic effort, and you have to give it up for the Warriors.
They paid the price for sloppy ball control before, but tonight they kept it locked up tight.
Yeah, they did. And at the other end, they were very disruptive defensively.
And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for Stephen Curry.
He really managed to shine on both ends of the floor, finding lots of opportunities to affect the game and make an impact.
Back to Curry. Shoots over Durant. That's good from Curry on the assist from Butler. And the Warriors lead by 19. Now here's Durant from deep three-point land. That one no good. 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Nice shot by Kuminga.
And guys, that's got to be the dagger. This is how you finish a game.
And it felt like they just flipped the switch to go on that run and seal the game. Saving their best basketball for the end. Always smart.
Curry against Durant. Curry with it. Lets the 3 fly.
And for all the attention his offense gets, never question Durant's ability at the defensive end.
"17 seconds left in the fourth. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And here's Curry for 3. The offensive rebound. And so it's the Warriors taking care of business in this one. Allie, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. For Grant Hill, Richard Jefferson, and Allie LaForce.
And standing. Seems like the key matchup tonight is down inside in the paint.
Oh, yeah, Kevin. Expect this one to be really physical. If either team backs down, they can just get run over tonight, but I don't expect that to happen. It's going to be a slugfest.
Ah, we love those kind of games. They're a lot of fun.
You aren't kidding.
And now the opening lineup for Phoenix. Deadly backcourt pair of Booker and Beal. Durant is out there with O'Neal. And it's Richards in at the 5 spot. Lets the 3 fly. No good from Booker. Minnesota with the ball. Edwards kicks to McDaniels. Back to Edwards. Six to shoot. Out left to the wing. McDaniels finds Edwards. They get it again. Another shot. No one near Randall as he lets it go. No good from outside. And KD's got the ball here for the Suns. It's stolen by Edwards. And here they come. McDaniels gets a wide open look. That's in, coming off an assist from Randall.
Well, you can't be careless when Edwards is roaming nearby because he can and will pick your pocket, which leads to points in transition.
Doesn't register as a block, but he did everything you want defending that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Yeah, I'd consider calling timeout right away after that one. The defense has to be better there.
And standing 6'9", Jaden McDaniels, possessing tremendous length for a perimeter defender.
Yeah, Kevin, and he can really move his feet, too. Jaden McDaniels is clearly one of the best and most versatile perimeter defenders in the league.
Phoenix has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Here's Booker, and the dunk by Booker.
2 emphatic points. Devin Booker.
On the wing, DiVincenzo. Into the lane. Basket good. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. KD a screen on Edwards. Booker the pass to Beal. KD a screen. Bradley Beal, and that's good.
And this is his bread and butter. Give Beal these looks from deep, and he is going to knock them down.
Randall surveying the D. Banked in off the glass.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move through the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Here's McDaniels. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. McDaniels got 8 points.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if he gets into a good rhythm early, watch out.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Edwards fires from way outside, and he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Suns trail by 4. And with this core of the Suns, you know, Greg, you never know who is going to initiate the offense for them.
And that can cause problems at times, Kevin. Can run you into issues keeping the ball moving. Turnovers can be their Achilles heel as well.
DiVincenzo passes to Randall, and Randall throws it down.
Not enough defense there. Allowing Randall to get that close is a recipe for disaster.
No good from Booker. Minnesota leading by 6. Here's Edwards, and Edwards slams it in.
Nice there, getting the reverse. Love that. And the fans got a little bit of a show there.
Guys, that one definitely had a little something extra on it. Durant for 3, and rebounded by McDaniel.
Well, the defense catches a break there. You expect him to make those.
That's in, coming off an assist from Randall. 11 points in the game.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
Yeah, now it's all about maintaining this lead, but you can't start playing it safe. You got to keep attacking and executing.
There's 18 seconds left to play in the first. Near the three-point line, it's Booker. There it is, his third basket. He's taken 7 shots to get those 3.
And what a baller Booker is, capable of torching you from any spot on the floor.
That one, no good.
You know, you'd love to see him pull that off, but instead he goes from highlight reel to the bloopers.
It's been all about Jaden McDaniels for Minnesota. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Timberwolves?
Way to set the table. Offensively, they dominated on the interior.
Well, if they're going to be that ferocious inside, this defense is in for a long night.
On the court right now, second quarter starting for the Suns. Deadly backcourt pair of Booker and Beal. Royce O'Neal is out there with Durant, and it's Richards in at the center, filling out the middle. And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Thanks very much, Kevin. And another Kevin, Kevin Durant, is the most decorated member of the Suns star trio. KD says, I believe in this team and we believe in one another. I like our chemistry. Not just the 3 of us, but our whole team. Our coaching staff is doing a great job. I'm not promising anything, but I like our chances against anybody. Kevin, they certainly have the talent.
David, indeed they do. Stan, we talk about this every night. So much great young talent coming into the NBA. Is there one player, though, in particular, who right now stands out to you?
Well, I have to say, Kevin, Victor Wembanyama. I don't know that we have ever seen a guy of that size do the things that he does. Now, you can say, well, what about Nikola Jokic? Well, Nikola Jokic, first of all, is not Victor Wembanyama's size. And then Victor's handle and his length, the guy's incredible. He's going to be the face of the NBA for a long, long time.
And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. McDaniels kicks to Edwards. Shot clock at 5. Edwards getting the close range, too.
What touch. Edwards has mastered just about every shot there is.
Durant for 3. Gobert pulls it in.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
You know, Coach, what more can you ask? The reigning 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert.
Well, Kevin, since you asked, his impact in the playoffs hasn't always been the same as during the regular season. That's got to be the next step.
And here's Booker from the arc. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Gobert's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Randall passes to DiVincenzo. Back to Randall. This one for 3. Rebound by the Suns. Here's Durant. The powerful flush by Durant.
Well, the rangy athleticism of KD on display. Stretching it out to throw that one down.
Edwards finds Randall. And Randall throws it down.
Putting that pass right in his stride. Didn't have to slow up and was able to complete the play.
With 3, Booker makes the shot. Basket number 4 this game. Brings him up to 4 for 9.
And brilliant play from Booker. Got it away in time before the defense could close.
And that's a foul called on Bradley Beal. That'll be his second foul of the game. Randall against Durant. We've got 1:48 left here in the second. And then Randall slams it in.
You got to have guts and hops to pull off a dunk like that. Randall got a lot of both.
Count that one. And the Timberwolves lead has been cut to just 9 points on the basket from Devin Booker. O'Neal against Edwards. A minute 20 left to play in the first half. Takes it inside, and Edwards slams it in.
Yeah, doing it with speed and style. Edwards putting on a show at the rim.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. Randall dishes to Edwards. Gobert with a screen for Edwards. Shot clock at 6. And the shot goes in from Rudy Gobert.
This is Rudy in his zone, where his shot is within easy reach.
Count that one. And the Timberwolves lead has been cut down to 9. They're back within single digits after that one from Durant. Randall with the ball. Now guarded by Booker. Out to Edwards. Picked by Randall. Out of bounds. Phoenix takes possession. Suns trail by 9. Outside, O'Neal. Pass to KD. And then Durant with the jam.
And that is such a beautiful move, Kevin. Why go straight up when you can throw down the reverse?
Well, that one's going to have its share of time on the highlight reel for sure. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves with a 10-point lead. All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow. Right here on 2K Sports. We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. You gotta like what Devin Booker is doing in this one.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room because you're right. He's the problem right now.
We've got Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Reed is out there with Miller. And it's Minot in at the small forward. So that's the Timberwolves 5. Done. And a great assist by Allen as that one goes in. Timberwolves leading by 10. Here's Shannon. They set the pick. Pass to Alexander-Walker. Fires the 3. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Alexander-Walker's got the lead up to 13 now for the Timberwolves. Allen for the 3. Reed with the rebound.
There's some defense for you. For someone who's as good at shooting the 3-ball as he is, you need a defender who's equally good at guarding against him.
Here's Dunn. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. 90 seconds now into the second half. Minot, good.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight.
Here's Bull, and the dunk by Bull.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Yeah, but also credit the offense there. That's making a play when you really need it, and they need more of it.
And the call will go against Grayson Allen. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
2 minutes into the second half of play now. Here's Minot, covered by Lee. The dunk and the foul, a powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. That one is on Bull.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. And Greg, you talk about toughness, the compete factor. How does a team create that culture?
Call it critical mass. When you have the entire organization and enough players committed to that kind of effort, everyone has to meet that level.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Yeah, defensive breakdown there. Gotta communicate and switch that screen.
And he lays it straight in. Minot's got 7 points here in this quarter.
Ever since halftime, they've played precision basketball on the offensive end.
Well, the coaching staff made some adjustments for the second half, and they've come out with focus and execution.
Timberwolves leading by 16. Miller finds Reed. To the right side. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. 5 on the clock. For 3. A shot by Alexander Walker, no good. Suns trail by 16. Allen surveying the D. To the paint. Here's Plumlee. Dunn outside. Plumlee sets the pick for Dunn. Lets it go from deep. Reed with the rebound. Reed's got his 4th rebound in this one. 1:04 left to play here in the third. Here's Alexander Walker, defended by Allen. Reed with a screen on Allen. Here's Alexander Walker. It's hauled in by the Suns. Allen in the post. He's against Reed. Bull setting the pick for Lee. Pass to Bull. And the dunk by Bull.
Terrific ball movement leading to the basket. You love to see it.
Timberwolves leading by 14. Reed in the post. He's guarded by Plumlee.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Good work there as it goes.
Well, sharp interior passing is so important. The best way to create high percentage buckets.
Alexander Walker with the ball. Pass to Reed. Got it off in time, and he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard with the pass right on the money.
Well, his height gives him the ability to see the floor, and he makes a quick decision and a great pass.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. On the court now for the Suns, getting going here in the fourth. Deadly backcourt pair of Booker and Beal. Durant is out there with Nick Richards. And it's O'Neal in at the 3. And here's Edwards. McDaniels, a screen on O'Neal. For 3, Edwards. It's hauled in by the Suns. Although they're down big right now, Greg, still plenty of time left in this one.
At this point, they got to take it one possession at a time.
Yeah, this is when they need to lean on him more. Get him the ball and let him build some momentum.
Edwards looking it over. Edwards flashing inside. And finished off by Edwards.
Wow, this is how explosive Edwards can be. He finishes with such force at the rim.
Durant for 3. Drills the three-pointer.
Well, so many bigs excel from three-point range these days, and he's right up there with the best of them.
Edwards kicks to DiVincenzo. Back to Edwards. Driving the lane. Minnesota gets it back. And a new shot clock of 14 seconds. Now here's McDaniels. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Look, you can get away with a lot in terms of screens today. But you can't make it that obvious.
Booker against Edwards. From deep. Here's Richards, and he dunks it down.
Doing his job on the glass and doing it with force.
And Greg, it's not everybody in the league who can make those kinds of plays.
Well, he gets paid to be a factor on the glass. That's a nice dunk to finish it off.
Not surprised at all. He's shooting it well and scoring points in bunches.
Fires the 3. That's a basket. His 8th from the field, 8 of 14. And an important part of every team's game. We'll look at the hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
Well, they've shown just outstanding effort defensively, and it's resulted in several forced turnovers.
And they've really been able to get out in transition and produce. The defense hasn't had an answer for this up-tempo pace.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Down low, here's Randall. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top. But instead, he'll shoot free throws. It's on Kevin Durant.
And the physicality of Randall's game, impressive. It's what earns him those calls.
Stan, I've always admired you. Come from a coaching family. Was there a point growing up you knew you wanted to be a coach?
Yeah, look, I loved being around the game, and so 2 things happened that drove me into coaching. Number 1, I loved baseball, and I couldn't hit one, so that was out. And I wasn't a good enough basketball player to go on that way, so if I wanted to stay involved in the game, that's when I knew I wanted to be a coach.
But your dad had a little bit of that in his background. I say in a little kind of tongue-in-cheek, right? He was a guy that led the way in your interest there.
Yeah, my dad coached for over 40 years, and I think he had a great passion for it and always used to tell us that he never actually felt like he worked a day in his life. He loved it so much.
Following in his footsteps. Terrific story. McDaniels sets a screen for Edwards. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Timberwolves.
They never settled for mediocre shots.
And Kevin, they had great penetration this time out.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Anthony Edwards.
Well, offensively, they needed him to be aggressive, and he delivered. What a game. That was a good look from the mid-range. He'd like to have that one back.
.27 seconds left in the 4th. There's the drive, and finished off by Edwards.
Taking no chances
they go on one last run to seal the deal.
Yeah, this run has poured a bucket of water on any ember of a potential comeback.
So it's Minnesota winning this one easily. It was a tick. All right, David, thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. So for Stan.
Everyone. All right, checking out Golden State's opening lineup. Down low, it's Draymond and Looney. Brandon Pajemski out there with Moses Moody. And it's Butler in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Timberwolves, Ant is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Julius Randle out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point guard position. And Grant, having a lengthy bench, so important in the NBA.
It really is. I mean, there's always the risk of guys getting hurt throughout the season. So the teams know the value of having a very deep rotation, and they make the most of their bench, which is smart.
Doesn't get much smoother than that in the pick and roll. Butler really creative in these situations, and he's hard to guard.
Here's Edwards. And Edwards slams it in.
Oh, just an artful little reverse slam.
Power and style. That was sweet.
Outstanding awareness and a terrific finish.
Pajemski. Minnesota with a rebound. And just about a minute into this first quarter. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
I caught up with Coach Chris Finch. I asked him about Jimmy Butler and what his defensive scheme is for him, and Coach said to not let him bully us from the interior and mid-range. We want to push him as far out as possible. We have to play tough. Let's see if they're able to accomplish this, guys.
As always, Allie, we thank you.
Pretty tricky and sweet pump fake move by Edwards there, pulling the defender in close to get the foul drawn.
And Anthony Edwards has stated that his goal is to ultimately surpass Michael Jordan.
Hey, look, that is a lofty goal to run after. I don't know if he'll catch it, but I like the fact that he's ambitious enough and confident enough to put it out there. His ability speaks for itself. This guy's a star already, and his star continues to shine. His work ethic and confidence give me belief that he's going to have a chance to at least get close to that. We know about 25 years ago, there was a guy named Kobe Bryant who sought to do something similar to what MJ did, and he got pretty close to matching.
Now here's DiVincenzo. 4-3. Rebounded by Butler.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Here's Looney. And Gobert with a block.
So good at finding these swats. Gobert loves reaching out and sending them away.
And here's Edwards outside. Sinks the tray. Edwards has got 7.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Outside Pajemski. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Got it. Good job in the low post.
How about that wonderful floater he has, showing off an exquisite touch.
Edwards against Butler. It's Edwards on the wing. He's got 7. Just 5 on the clock. Pulls it from 20. And the rebound goes to the Warriors.
He just couldn't finish the job that time. And too bad, because it was a nice look.
Butler on the wing. McDaniels covering. Butler surveying the floor. There's a screen from the high post. He's looking good. 2 buckets in 3 attempts.
This is the best place for Butler to shoot it from. He's excellent at that in-between shot.
Clark, with Minnesota being a major player in the West now, Wolves Nation is howling.
Howling and growling, B.A. That's the name of their fan base. And yeah, they're excited. And for good reason. Not only is this team competitive, but they can be downright dominant at times, especially at the defensive end of the floor. Easy group to cheer for.
It's good.
With this size, Gobert can make this look really easy. It's almost unfair.
Outside Pajemski. 1:04 left in the first. Can't get the putback. The Timberwolves lead by 3. Randall outside. That 3's off the mark. The Warriors have gone 3 of 8 so far. Outside Moody. Outside Green. The shot is good, and this game is back to even.
You've got to respect Green at the arc. If he gets open out there, he can make you pay.
8-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Edwards, the pass to McDaniels. And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
Rocketing right off the floor. Explosive jam by McDaniels.
Now here's Moody. Over Edwards. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. It's Minnesota. And some good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen from the Timberwolves?
You can really see the strategy coming in. Get the ball into the painted area.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
Ebb is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Rudy Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the T-Wolves.
Beating the buzzer just by a whisker. Edwards with the flair for the dramatic.
And from what we've seen so far in his career, Anthony Edwards wants to be that guy in crunch time, Clark.
B.A., I love his mentality. Not only in that he wants to be the guy, but he also wants to elevate his teammates. And he plays the game with an exuberance and a joy and a freshness that is, quite good to see. But I like his attack mentality and his willingness to step into leading his team by example at both ends of the floor. What a nice burst. Randall changing ends like a guard that time.
Now here's Pajemski. DiVincenzo covering. It's blocked by Gobert. And now the T-Wolves on the break. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Well, the Timberwolves, no doubt, a team to be reckoned with. Coach Chris Finch said, we come in every single night and compete. No matter what the circumstances are, we expect to win. We root for each other, so I feel like we have all the makings of a tough team.
And they have reason to be confident, Allie. Thank you. From deep three-point land. Oh, a deep three from Anthony Edwards.
Boy, you love to see Edwards shine on offense like this. I know it's got to be making his coach happy, too.
And Steve Kerr calls timeout. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. Warriors trail by 12. Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
Here's Podziemski. And all around the rim that time before dropping. Podziemski's gotten his second bucket of the game.
You know the coaches hated that shot, but guess what? Some of them go in.
Butler against Edwards. Oh, Edwards powers it home.
Their offense is looking like a well-oiled machine, getting any look they want.
Boy, this is borderline ridiculous. I mean, every single attempt finding the bottom of the bucket.
Now here's Podziemski. The D's right on him. Oh, the teardrop falls in. Podziemski's got 6. Well, Grant, with players getting bigger and more athletic, do you support moving the restricted area out?
Yeah, B.A., I would. We've seen a lot of injuries when defenders slide underneath elevated players on the drive. So cutting down that risk makes a lot of sense.
Edwards, no good.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
And it's Green missing.
Surprising to see him miss here, but they'll be happy with that shot in most possessions.
Back to Edwards. Edwards can't get that one to fall. Warriors trail by 10. Outside, Green. Pass to Podziemski. Back to Green. Here's Moody. It's rebounded by Rudy Gobert. Gobert's got 5 rebounds tonight. And here's Edwards outside. Looney grabs a miss. Looney's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And here's Butler outside. Offensive rebound. Here's Moody. Now here's Looney. Outside Butler. There's a screen. From outside the arc. It's rebounded by Rudy Gobert. And here's Minnesota now. They're on a 12-4 run. And it's Randle with the jam.
Boy, what a throwdown by the well-built 6'9" Julius Randle with power.
Outside Podziemski. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Podziemski's got 8.
This team looks to him to score the ball. They feel good when he's taking the shots.
5-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Here's Edwards. Green with the defensive effort.
That's going up against a defense that knows your tendencies.
To the paint. Here's Looney. Oh, look at Looney finding space inside.
Terrific accuracy on that pass. That's how you lead your teammate.
Outside Edwards. Over Butler. No good. Misses at the buzzer. Anthony Edwards has been on display for Minnesota. Hit a couple from downtown this quarter. We'll be back in a moment. And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast thus far. We're halfway through the game. And you know, Anthony Edwards has been really making it happen, guys.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of it.
On the floor for the Warriors, they've got Stephen Curry. Buddy Hield is out there with Jonathan Kuminga. Then there's Gary Payton II, and it's Post in at center. You know, to be a high-volume shooter like Buddy Hield, you have to have a lot of self-confidence, Clark.
Well, not just self-confidence, B.A. You better have the ability to knock down shots, and Buddy Hield has that in spades. He can get it done from any direction he needs to, going right, going left off the catch. He can dribble into the three on occasion. That shot he's got is pure.
Outside Kuminga. Just 5 to shoot. Golden State needs to get off a shot. Here's Post. No good from outside. He got his defender off his feet with a pump fake, but couldn't knock it down. Here's Mina, guarded by Hield. It's stolen by Curry. It's stolen. Pass to Alexander Walker. Reed, a screen on Hield. And it's Alexander Walker penetrating. That one's good for 2.
I like the play call. Very solid, making perfect use of the pick to get a great look.
And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. Nickeil Alexander-Walker picks one up.
I like that. I mean, some physical play inside. He's not about to give up any easy baskets.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
Minnesota leading by 5. And he goes in for the dunk.
Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easily.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
Miller, the pass to Alexander Walker. Here's Shannon. He's covered by Curry. Here's Shannon. Second chance effort. Can't capitalize inside. On the wing, Payton. Covered by Alexander Walker. Payton's shot is good. Payton's got 5 points.
We know Curry has tremendous vision, and he uses it to tee up his teammates for easy shots.
Now here's Alexander Walker, guarded by Payton. Outside, Alexander Walker, and it's Gary Payton II with a foul. That's his first foul of the game. Right side, Alexander Walker. Clock at 6. The Timberwolves need to get off a shot here. Here's Miller. Tried to come right back with a 3 of his own, but it's no good. Warriors trail by 4. Here's Kuminga. Man, oh man, Kuminga with the easy bounce. Throws it down.
He's undersized for a 4, but his hops level the playing field.
And the foul called on Buddy Hield. That's his first foul of the game. A minute 42 left in the third quarter. Reed, a screen on Curry. And Shannon gets it to go.
It's not easy to work the ball inside in this league, but they've done it all night.
Now here's Curry. He's guarded closely. From the arc. Oh, Curry showing off the range.
This is exactly the kind of unique range that Curry has. I mean, as soon as he crosses half court, you got to get up on him.
Outside, Alexander Walker. Shot clock at 5. To the middle. Here's Miller. Outside Reed. With the clock winding down. A slam dunk by Reed.
And once he gets to the rim, It's fairly automatic.
Nothing fancy right there. Just takes his 2 points, moves on.
Hey, guys, I know I'm stating the obvious here, but those could be an important 2 points considering how close this game is.
And the Warriors with possession here. It's a 3-point game. They set the pick. Here's Curry. Oh, nice job in the paint from Curry.
Hey, inside Curry has all the tricks. Floaters, scoop shots, fallaways, left hand, right hand. However he has to do it, he will.
Outside, Alexander Walker. Off target with the 3. On the wing, Peyton. For the lead. And that's not going to go. We're at the end of the third quarter, and we've still got a close one. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Now, I know he's a big man, but he's got some point guard in him if he's making passes like this.
Hey, that was a high-level pass no matter what position it came from. But it does make it stand out a little more when it's made by the big fella.
Substitution on the court.
3 tense quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we get ready for the fourth. And it's a completely new group for the Timberwolves. Ant is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Julius Randle out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's Steven Chenzo in at the 1. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. And a breakdown here, guys, of the hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, they've done a great job of challenging every shot they can. Their totals in the block column are a result of that aggression.
Yeah, you know, the defense just hasn't been able to keep up with them in this one. The transition game as a result of good defense has been very strong.
This is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Offensive rebound. Outside Edwards. It's McDaniels on the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Tries again. Pajimski grabs the board.
Well, it's a make or miss league. Sometimes the Jays just don't fall. It wasn't a bad shot.
Now Looney. Pass to Butler. Again, Golden State.
You know, with Jimmy Butler, he makes it look easy. His offense continues to just get better and better year after year.
The 3, DiVincenzo knocks it down from distance. DiVincenzo's got 6 in the quarter.
That's a clutch shot by a big-time shooter. And where's the D?
Not sure why he committed the intentional foul. No purpose.
I think everyone's a little confused, but weird plays happen.
Now here's Moody. Green, a screen. Shot clock at 6. Back to Moody. Outside Butler. From downtown.
Excellent defense from McDaniel. Jaden's length and activity, really a problem for shooting.
Edwards looking it over. And Chris Finch calls timeout here. He wants to make sure they're purposeful with the game plan.
Adjustments are a part of every game and every quarter of a game. I think Coach sees something here.
And you know what? We'll see what changes he makes coming out of this timeout.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
I was able to listen in on what Chris Finch was going over with his team. With the game so close, he wanted his team to stay aggressive, saying, don't be a watcher, be an actor. Go out and make something happen on the court. Don't let it come to you.
All right, appreciate it, Allie. And it's time to take another look at that powerful block.
Close games often come down to who makes the big plays on defense. And that is one heck of a rejection right there.
The Warriors trailing. And here's Pajimski. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Six on the shot clock. It's good from the top of the key.
That's the definition of clutch. Hitting the big-time shot on a bigger opponent.
Really just shows you the toughness and determination this man has. Impressive.
Now here's DiVincenzo. McDaniels a screen. DiVincenzo finds McDaniels. And the powerful one-handed slam.
Jaden McDaniels, what a moment. Huge bucket there.
Pass to Moody. And there's a minute 45 left to play in the fourth quarter. And they call an illegal screen here.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
Yeah, I agree. You know, sometimes that can be a tough call for the refs to make, but not that time. It was easy there.
And Steve Kerr calls timeout here. He was quite emphatic, demanding the timeout, clearly wanting... to address strategy with his team. Minnesota in the lead. Randall outside. DiVincenzo against Curry. Outside for Randall. Pass to Gobert. McDaniels from long range. The rebound by Post. The Warriors have gone 3 of 5 since this fourth quarter started. High post Green. He's against Gobert. From 20 feet. Minnesota with a rebound. They held a 12-point lead earlier. Edwards for 3. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
And Minnesota with possession here. They've allowed just 7 points here in the fourth. Randall outside. Outside Edwards. Edwards.
Oh my! I mean, just hard on that one, BA. Great to see guys who don't back down under pressure.
Cool, calm, collected, and confident in the biggest moment of the game.
Yes.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Curry from deep three-point land. And the Warriors miss again. Here's DiVincenzo. And a two-handed jam.
They have a relentless mentality, even with the game in total control.
And, you know, until that final buzzer sounds, I mean, you've got to treat every possession like it's crucial.
And so it's Minnesota with the W. Boy, a hard-fought game. They did a great, thanks, Allie, great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. For Grant Hill, Clark Kellogg.